Rudolf Gottschall was a German poet, dramatist, literary critic and literary historian. Biography. He was born at Breslau, the son of a Prussian artillery officer. He was educated at the Gymnasia in Mainz and Coburg, and subsequently at Rasenburg in East Prussia. In 1841 he entered the University of Königsberg as a law student, but was expelled for his outspoken liberal opinions. The academic authorities at Breslau and Leipzig were equally intolerant towards him, and it was only in Berlin that he found himself free to pursue his studies. During this period he issued Lieder der Gegenwart and Zensurflüchtling, the poetical fruits of his political enthusiasm. He completed his studies in Berlin, and took the degree of Dr. Juris in Königsberg. His political views continued to stand in the way of his career, and Gottschall gave up the law to devote himself entirely to literature. He met with immediate success, and beginning as a dramaturg in Königsberg with Der Blind von Olcala and Lord Byron in Italian, he went on to Hamburg where he occupied a similar position. His political and social sympathies with the revolutionary movement of 1848 were shown in the dramas Wiener Mortalen, Lambertine von Mericourt, and Ferdinand von Schill, as well as in his first collection of poems, Gedichte, and in a lyric epic, Die Gotten, ein hohes Lied vom Weib. In 1852 he married Marie, Baroness von Saerthos, and for the next few years lived in Silesia. For this time on, his work became more serene in temper and style. An epic, Carlo Zeno, was followed by a very successful historical comedy, Pitt and Fox, and the spy literary and historical studies, whose final titles were Die Deutsche Nationalliteratur des 19. Jahrhunderts and Poetic Die Dichtkunst und die Formen. In 1862 he took over the editorship of a newspaper, but in 1864 moved to Leipzig. Gottschall was raised, in 1877, by the King of Prussia to the hereditary nobility with the prefix von, having been previously made a Geheimer Hofrat by the Grand Duke of Weimar. Down to 1887 Gottschall edited the Brockhausche Blätter für literarische Unterhaltung and the monthly periodical Unsere Zeit. He died at Leipzig. Gottschall was also a noted chess player. The Deutschen Schachbund was founded in Leipzig on 18 July 1877 by athletes and intellectuals such as Adolf Anderssen, Rudolf Gottschall, Hermann Zwanziger, Max Longy and Karl Göring. When the next meeting took place on 15 July 1879 in Leipzig, 62 clubs had become members of the German Chess Federation. Hofrat von Gottschall became chairman and Zwanziger the general secretary. Works. Gottschall's prolific literary productions cover the fields of poetry, novel writing and literary criticism. Among his volumes of lyric poetry are Sebastopol, Janus, Bunte Blutin. Among his epics, Carlo Zeno, Mayer, dealing with an episode in the Indian Mutiny, and Merlin's Wanderungen. Pitt and Fox was never surpassed by his other lighter dramas, among which may be mentioned Die Welt des Schwills and Der Spion von Rheinsberg. The tragedies Mazeppa, Catherine Howard, Amy Robsart and Der Götze von Venedig were very successful, and the historical novels, Im Band des Schwarzen Adlers, Die Erbschaft des Bluts, Die Tochter übers Alles, and Wer Kommete Existenzen, enjoyed a high degree of popularity. His Die Deutsche Nationalliteratur des 18. Jahrhunderts and Poetic commanded the respect of all students of literature. Of his many novels, the first, Im Band des Schwarzen Adlers, is considered by many critics his best. Gottschall was active as an editor and compiler of anthologies. Gottschall's collected dramatist Worker appeared in 12 vols. In 1880, he also later published many volumes of collected essays and criticisms. See his autobiography, Aus meiner Jugend.